I actually feel good, man. I have this thing I'm learning now about appreciating life and being at the table, and I'm at the table. Like literally, I'm at the table amongst all this black excellence in Hollywood, and it's a great time to be alive.
Okay, my turn. You interview me now.
Let's do it.
Talk to me about being at the table and just like pretty much what did that journey look like for you, to get to where you are right now. Like, obviously, I'm sure we could talk for days and hours about it, but if you could give me just like a little tidbit, tell me about your journey.
So being at the table, one is I had to learn how to be grateful. Even if you're not sitting at at the head of the table, you're at the table, and you got to learn from wherever you're sitting at. And sometimes we want other things and want more, but we're not in control of what God has for our life. So for me, specifically, watching Hollywood repeat things instead of try to take chances on new things, which I know that black people with the flavor, the culture, and the seasoning, and watching them not always see that, and then when they take off and we get an Oscar or Emmy, they're like, oh, that's what we need more of. Like, no, we're here. Like, my generation, we have the answers for what you're looking for. You just got to trust it.
For you to show up, the way in which you show up and the way in which you've done, like, over the years, like, what are some of the, I guess, like, character traits that you feel like it has taken? Obviously, gratefulness, just to pivot back to what you initially said. Like, what other traits did you?
So one is, I believe, gratitude. Gratitude is just being grateful for the small things. If you're not grateful for the small, it's hard for God to trust you with the big things. The second one is probably being plugged into a higher power, a higher source bigger than you, because we all know in this business in Hollywood, nothing's guaranteed. We had a whole shutdown. It's like, if you waiting on what tomorrow looks like and you don't have, and you're not plugged in, you'll be depressed waiting on what's next. So for me, I feel like God showed me how to pivot in those moments, and that's an important part of this. And I think lastly is consistency. Just showing up when you don't feel like it. That's what being an adult is, especially with the skin we got. The skin is very expensive. So when you show up every day, consistently, despite how you feel, you never know who's watching. Because I've gotten a few opportunities. Actually, this is one of them, where I got a comedy special coming out. And because I've been consistent and been in the right places, the times you don't feel like going to work and you still kill it, people are like, I saw you do that. And I'm like, yo, I got this opportunity for you. And I'm like, yeah. So I'm grateful.
So tell me about a project that you worked on. I don't listen. Maybe it is this upcoming comedy series, right? That you feel like has, I don't know, been like the most impactful for you thus far in your career, because clearly you got a long time to go.
For me, one of the most impactful opportunities I had was I was on the set of Insecure, and I had a scene where everybody was at the table and everybody was already working together. They on I think it was like season 3 or something like that. Everybody knew each other. I'm the new person at the table, and I was a little like, man, like I'm the new face here. I don't know how to do it. And Yvonne Orji was like, you're okay. You're at the table. Like literally, that's where I get that phrase from. She was like, you're at the table, and that's why I'm learning to be grateful. No matter where you're sitting at, if you're at the table, celebrate where you at.
Yes, Ron, and before I let you go, what is one word, not gratitude or gratefulness, right, that you absolutely live by every day of your life?
The blessing is in the work. Being able to do the work is half the battle. Sometimes people try to do life in their head, and it doesn't work like that. Doing the work, even as a stand-up comedian, I can think something's funny, but until I get on stage and work it out, doing the work, that's when I learn something's funny. And sometimes I get another nugget of like, oh, I didn't even know that was going to be funny, because I tried it and I dared to be great and I dared to fail in front of a bunch of people, and it worked out. So for me, that's what I learned.
Thank you so much, Ron. I see you on the inside. Of course. You enjoyed tonight. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Look ahead.